All right. Welcome, everybody, to Shaquatics Live. We want to do this every Saturday going forward. I know we've been doing the first Saturday of the month. I'm going to alter it. We're going to go every Saturday. We're going to try to do 11 a.m. Pacific, 12 a.m. Mountain. Got my markers, got my dry erase board, and I have a dry erase dry erase eraser, which is, I never have those. So welcome, guys. How you doing? Jump on, ask me a question. I got some stuff I want to talk about, but if you have a question for me, ask me a question and we can just go off on any tangent that we want to go on. We're going to talk polo for about 30, 40 minutes today, and then I will see you guys next Saturday. The big news, our book came out. It's got a not for resale sign across the middle. That's not part of the book. That's because this was the proof copy that we ordered just to make sure everything looked right. When you get the book yourself, that will not be there. But we're extremely excited about this book. I wrote it. Coach Brittany illustrated it, and she did an amazing job. And it's really all about, I'm going to talk about it more a little bit later, but it's really just teaching kids the realities of life and how to deal with those realities. And in this case, the reality being that if you play sports, you're going to lose at some point. Even the best, I always tell the kids, you look at the best athletes, the best professional athletes. In my day, it was Michael Jordan. For younger guys, maybe Kobe Bryant. Today, Steph Curry. Look at their winning percentage, right? The best, it's like 0.6. So that means they won 6 out of 10. So they lost 4 games out of 10. That's the best. So you have to have a plan for if you lose, and it can't be quitting, especially for kids, quitting or giving up or all that stuff. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. The other big news this week that we had was we came out with our Hooks and Turns series starting. Now, got my coffee. Some of you guys, I know, with the Hooks and Turns, you're going to want to already be doing the Hooks and Turns. That's not the way we set up this series, and I'll tell you why. And again, if you're just jumping on, you can ask me a question anytime. When I teach Hooks and Turns, if I skip to the end, and I learned this the hard way, because we coaches, we learn. If I skip to the end, I get sloppy hooks and turns. So the beginning part seems like it's too easy. And I know the mentality of players because I have it myself. You want to get to the hooks and turns part. But if you skip over those first parts, like this first part we released, it's all about the pivot and staying in on your pivot when you hook and turn. And that's because the biggest problem I see with kids when they're practicing their hooks and turns is they hook their player and they hook out of the turn. So they're hooking away instead of staying on your pivot and going in. So when you do your turn, right, most of the time you're going to do a quarter turn or a 180 turn. You're not going to do a full 360. Otherwise, you end up in the same place you started from. But when you do that 180, boom, your head should be in the same place where you started from. You should just be 180 degrees. So if you were away from the goal on your defender, but you do the 180 turn, now you're facing the goal, but your head should be in the same place. That's how you have to stay in. And the way you work on staying in is the pivots that we go over in the step 1 of the series. So let me take you through. So we have step 2 in our hooks and turns series coming out next week. Step 1 is just all about the pivot. Step 2 next week, that's going to take the pivot in the water, because we did the pivot, excuse me, I should have said that we did the pivot on land on the first one, and that's important too. And then step 2 will take the pivot in the water, and then it will also work on a great drill. And this is good for coaches too, because it's a great drill to do because I get coaches that ask me all the time for drills. if you want a great drill, look at the step 2 of our hooks and turns series coming out next week. And it's quarter turns, half turns, and 360s. And it seems like a simple drill, and for the most part it is, but there's a lot of little details in it that are important. It's a fantastic drill. So my overarching thing is when you go through the hooks and turns, you're the temptation is to skip over those first few videos thinking, oh, this is too easy. I'm on land, I'm doing a pivot. How's this going to help my polo game? I cannot stress enough, do not skip over those first few videos. Do them, okay? And this will work for you and it will be fantastic. I think there's 6 videos in our hooks and turns series, 5 or 6. And then at the end, what we're going to do is we're going to release a long form video of every one back to back. So that's our plan. We're going to release them over the next, I don't know, 6, 8 weeks, all of them. And then we're releasing a long form. So who's on with me today? I just lost my 2. Ask me questions. What's going on when you're in your polo life? What's going on in your club? What's going on at your practices? I'm getting a lot of feedback from people that are dealing with bad coaches and how to deal with that. So we can talk about that. Getting a lot of feedback with bad teammates. We can talk about that. I say this all the time, one of my most disappointing videos is the teammates video. Not disappointing in the way it turned out. I love the way it turned out. It's one of my favorite videos, how to be a good teammate. It's one of our lower watched videos, and I think it should be the highest one because it's really great. We took our time talking about how to be a good teammate, and we really got into it's one of my favorite subjects because it's an art form, being a good teammate. And it's kind of similar to um, the theme of don't make noise, lose with poise, in that you have to decide ahead of time, right? And in don't make noise, lose with poise, we talk about you're going to lose if you play. Okay, you need to decide ahead of time how you're going to react to that loss. When we talk about teammates, right? You have to decide ahead of time what kind of teammate you're going to be. Okay? You have to decide ahead of time. Are you going to be a good teammate in good times and bad times? That's how our how to be a good teammate video starts off, right? What kind of teammate are you going to be in good times and bad times? Everybody can be a good teammate when things are going good. That's what we talk about. Everybody. That's easy. But what kind of teammate are you going to be when things go south? What kind of teammate are you going to be when you have difficulties? What kind of teammate are you going to be when your team is losing? That's what defines a good teammate. It doesn't define you as a good teammate when you guys are winning, everyone's happy. That's easy. What kind of teammate are you going to be when you're losing, when you have adversity? That's when it's important. So you have to decide it ahead of time. You have to say to yourself, okay, what kind of teammate am I going to be? Right? And you have to be proactive and get ahead of those times of adversity. So for example, if you never tell your teammates, nice shot, good steal, nice pass. See, you can learn everything you need to know about a team in the layup line in basketball or when you're warming up shooting in a water polo game, right? If Are they talking to each other? If someone makes a good shot, do they hear about it? Or is it silence? If your teammate makes a good shot, you need to let them know about it. If your goalie makes a good block, you need to let them know about it, right? We talk about this in the How to Be a Good Teammates video. Every time you laud, now we got to learn a vocabulary word. You're welcome. When you take the SAT and laud is on there, and you learned it from me, you're welcome. Laud, L-A-U-D. What does it mean to laud? It means to, well, it comes from the word applaud. It means to praise your teammates. Okay? So every time you laud your teammate, you're putting a little change in the piggy bank of your team. Okay? You're putting money in your bank account. Build that bank account up so that when you have adversity, you can make a withdrawal from that piggy bank. What happens if you never put the stuff in the piggy bank? You have nothing. So then when you run into adversity, you have nothing to withdraw from. So you've got a deficit. And that's when teams run into problems. So you have to be proactive. You have to get ahead of it. You should always be lauding your teammates. You don't have to be great friends with your teammates. You just have to praise them, push them, build them up. And this is what we talk about in the How to Be a Good Teammate video. So I said it's disappointing that it's not, I wish it had millions of views, because I think it's one of our best ones, and I think it's one of our most important ones. And now, don't make noise, lose with poise. We set out a goal of releasing this book before the end of the year, and we did it. It's on Amazon right now. So our goal in this book was to bring fun back into competition. We noticed with our kids and others, when you lose and throw a fit, or when you lose and it ruins your day, it also ruins the fun of the person that won. In fact, we have a really funny, Brittany did an amazing job with this. I'm going to show it to you. It's a tantrumatic vacuum. And that's the loser. I don't know if you see it. It's the loser right here. He's sucking all the fun from the winners. He's sucking all the medals, sucking all the joy, sucking all the fun. And we call that the tantrumatic vacuum. Guaranteed to make everyone miserable. So great. And we don't want that. We want to be able to compete and have fun. Yes, and the second thing that we noticed is when you go online and you try to find books that teach kids how to lose, a lot of them are really soft, meaning it's like, it's okay if you lose, it's no big deal. Or, did you have fun? That's all that matters. And yeah, I want to have fun, and I want to put losing in perspective, but it's okay to hate to lose. I, I don't want to teach kids it's okay to lose. Kids are built in competitive, most of them. So I want to foster that competitive nature. You want to win. You want to win badly. That's okay. And it's okay to hate to lose. Yes, that's all right. That's what we teach in this book. That's okay. What's not okay is to lose your mind, right? Throw a fit, have a tantrum, and quit if you lose. That's what's not okay. So we have to have the mental toughness to be able to compete hard, want to win, but at the same time, be strong enough to be able to lose without throwing a fit, right? And then what we also talk about is taking that anger and frustration. So when you lose, there's an energy there. And we talk about taking that energy and using it in a productive way. I'm going to show you that one. So again, we're talking about Don't Make Noise, Lose with Poise, our book on Amazon. And by the way, anybody wants to go online and give us a review, read the book, we would love that. We need reviews. We are doing this book ourselves. So we're talking about taking the angst and the frustration, right, and using it to propel you. So that's this one. When you lose, there's an energy there. Take all the angst and frustration that wells up inside and use it to propel you toward improving all the time. So you can take a negative situation in the loss. You can go two ways with it. You can get mad and frustrated and just break things, or you can get mad and frustrated and use that energy to getting better, to working harder in practice, to making sure you're at practice, to making sure you don't miss, right? Oftentimes they talk about this, teams in the NBA that lose the championship, they have this built-in desire to work hard and get better to win next year because they have that frustration at losing. Whereas the teams that win, it's harder to get up for practice and for games because they won. So they don't have that built-in frustration. So you've got to use that loss as fuel. Be a doer, not a sayer. So again, if you're able to take a look at the book, we have a video of me reading the book. Well, Professor Fin Fong or whatever reading the book. So you can watch that video and you'll know the book, and then you could leave us a review on Amazon. We would greatly appreciate that. It's on Kindle for $6.99. You could get a Kindle edition. The paperback's $12.99. And I'm going to release a video, a normal video. The other one was kind of funny. We thought it was funny. I'm going to release a normal video of me reading the book soon. So you can watch the video if you don't want to buy the book. That's fine. Watch the video and then leave us a review on Amazon. That would be huge. So does anyone have any questions? If not, I'm going to sign off and we'll see you next Saturday for another chit chat of polo. Again, don't make noise. Lose with poise. We're very proud of this. Check it out. Leave us a review on Amazon if you can. And if there's no more questions, I will see everyone next Saturday. We're going to try to do this every Saturday. Talk polo, 11 a.m. Pacific, 12 a.m. It's 12 noon Mountain Time. All right, guys. You take care. Have fun playing polo. Don't forget to have fun. I'll see you next time. Bye.